I'm 25 years old. I grew up here in Longmont, Colorado, and I started being a part of the system when I was in second grade, roughly like 7 years old. Growing up in and out of homes, I don't think a kid can really process that, especially like a 7-year-old. Kind of environment I was in that led to most of my removals were neglect. So lots of drugs. It was really just the people that we had in and out, the drug use or selling of food stamps, that kind of thing. The worst thing I've seen is my mom probably ran out of the room, and then there was a dude that was with her too. And then what I came out to witness was probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I witnessed him over my mom, and he had a knife in his hand, and he stabbed my mom right in the thigh before my eyes. And I think just the feeling of like helplessness was like the worst part of that. But I think that's a good like encompassment of like the kind of traumas and things that I visually witnessed with my own eyes during my childhood. It was soon after my 16th birthday, my Casa Nia entered. Story behind that, ironically enough, it was because of my cat named Kitty. She was my cat, she was my only child.
I can remember sitting at my desk, getting the call from the attorney saying, there's this cat. And I remember saying, cat? Like feline? She said, yeah, there's a cat. This cat means the world to this young man, and he's going into a group home. He can't take the cat. I need a casa who can be that connection.
Growing up in the system where I had that instability, or being able to give that same stability to my cat, felt like, oh, I'm repeating this cycle.
And being a cat lady, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, whatever. I will take the cat, whatever he needs. You know, when I picked up the case as a casa, we get the whole backlog, right, of everything that has happened in a legal sense. And it was hefty. It was lengthy. I just remember opening the file and thinking, oh my gosh, this child has been through so much. And yet, I remember picking him up for the first visit, and he's smiling, and we stopped to get a burger. And you know, we talk about resilience of young people in the system, and he was the shining light of that. Not to say that the trauma and hardship hadn't impacted him, but he had figured out how to make it through that.
I think if I'm gonna try and like encompass those 9 years, I would say Nia is receptive and Nia is bright. You know, spiritually, you talk about these beams of light and stuff like that. Nia is one of them. Always there to listen to anything I have to say, whether it's just me yapping or it's actually me down in the dumps. She'll be there.
He always has a goal, a vision of where he's going, and sometimes just needs some help along the way. I think those are the skills he developed from 7 years old on that are continuing to serve him now as an adult.
She was an adult that would like advocate for me. She would put my feelings and thoughts that I could describe so well, or that I thought that I could describe so well, like better and more clear as day, and like more to the point than like I ever could have. When I would hear the words that would come out of her mouth, it was like internalizing my own feelings.
Just that reminder of how one person can change a life, right? Whether it is somebody in the foster care system, whether it's just a friend down the street, but having that consistent person that you can always call is truly life-changing.
She's still here. That consistency is a really big piece. Almost a decade later, any point in time I could have reached out. So
A lot of gratitude.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more thankful. Achieving what I want to do in this life, what I want to accomplish and succeed with, I think that would be the biggest thanks to her. Am I wrong?
You living a good life would mean the world to me.
Awesome. Without Nia, who knows where I'd be.